Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Previously, on this occasion, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Sohardi, student in UIN Alauddin Makassar, and in English Education Department. And now, I'm on 5 semester. In this video, I will discuss needs analysis in collection information for research and curriculum development as a reference for the final assignment in the curriculum and development course. The topics discussed in my video include the first is need analysis making. The point is how to determine participants, information needed in need analysis, instrument for doing need analysis, and the second is collection information in need analysis. The target point is how to distribute questionnaires, process data, present data, analyze need analysis data. And the third is using information in need analysis. The target is formulating inventory of needs and formulating goals and objectives. The fourth is select and organize course content. It that how to choose the main topic and determine the order of topics, plan to the course structure and design the syllabus. The five is develop teaching materials. This is how to write lesson plan, determine the organizational structure of teaching materials. The sixth point is number 6 is review and validate teaching materials. And the seven is teaching materials. It is how to decided which teaching materials will be presented, to determine the procedures for teaching materials. 8. Evaluation learning outcomes. It is how to decide whether to use formative or summative evaluation. 9. Summative evaluation. The target point is how to know students' reaction or attitudes. Measure what students have learned, knowing teacher behavior, displaying evaluation result. Then I will discuss one by one the discussion topics in this video. Number 1 is, or the first point is need analysis decision making, or how to determine participants, information needed in need analysis, instrument for doing need analysis. In determining the participants, what we must pay attention to is their willingness to be the subject of the need analysis research. 2. The instrument used in the research that uses questionnaires in the Google form as the main materials in this study to collect information. Number 2 is collecting information in need analysis, or how to distribute questionnaire, process data, preset data, analyze need analysis data. In disturbing this questionnaire, there are several steps I took. The first is submit a questionnaire, asking my friends to fill out the questionnaire, and there are some questions that I received in testing the questionnaires. I asked 10 friends for help. Number 2 is distribute the questionnaire. First of all, it is necessary to determine the most effective way to distribute the questionnaire. After finishing compiling the questionnaire, we can easily share the questionnaire link from Google Form on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp groups that match our target respondents. And 3 is include information regarding the deadline for responding the questionnaire. Ask respondents to fill out the questionnaire within a certain time limit, so what we have sufficient time to analyze the data. And the next point is manage questionnaires. Data is needed when conducting quantitative research. This questionnaire data needs to be processed in order to produce data that easier to understand and calculate. How to process this questionnaire data can be by using Microsoft Excel. The answer to the question posed is the questionnaire need to be processed to test the validity of the data collection. The method of processing questionnaire data must to talk various stages, starting from data entry into the computer through in the SPSS5 program or simply Excel, testing validity or reliability, descriptive analysis, and testing hypothesis. Here is the review. The first, validity and reliability. Test when we conduct research with questionnaires. We need to test validity and reliability of the questionnaires. These tests we conduct to minimize a gap, misinterpretation of the questionnaire. A good questionnaire must be well understood by the respondents as well as the questionnaire maker understand. The second is data entry. After the questionnaire are collected, you have the next stage, which is to enter data from the questionnaire paper into the computer. The most common software for data entry is Excel. The third is descriptive analysis. The results of questionnaire data processing are often displayed in descriptive forms. The display is present by how many respondents assured agree, how many assured disagree, and so on. Number 4 is hypothesis. Testing whether the questionnaire data can be retested for hypothesis. The answer is of course. The next is presentation of questionnaire data. The first point is the respondent number is the serial number for answering the research questionnaire. Number 2 is identity for the respondents. including name, ID number, address, class, and number three is questionnaire items. Number is serial numbers of the question in this research questionnaire. Number 4 is data analysis, is the overall answer obtained from each respondent on the answer. Number 3 is using information in need analysis. In the subject is formulating inventory of needs, formulating goals and objectives. The first point is there are some inventory that I use in need analysis using questionnaire. The first is Smart Form. The next is Google Form to make research material in the form of a questionnaire. The last is social media such as WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter to make it easier to distribute my questionnaire. The next point is objective of this questionnaire. Questionnaire is a research instrument that consists of the series of questions that aim to collect information from respondents. The first is obtaining data relevant to the research objective. The next is get data with the highest possibility reliability and validity. Number 3 is collection information as a basic material for the participant preparation of permanent archives. The 4 is to ensure the validity of the information obtained by either other methods. 5 is evaluate the guidance program. The last is take a sample of the attitude or opinion of the respondents. Number 4 is select or organize course content. In this point, discuss about how to choose the main topic and determine the order of topic, plan the course structure, and design the syllabus. And 5, develop teaching materials. In this point, discuss about how to write lesson plans, determine the organizational structure of teaching materials. And first point is how to make a lesson plan entirely consisted of 11 components from several experts. The first is subject identity, secondly is competency standard, and thirdly is basic competence, and fourth is competence achievement indicator, 5 learning objective, 6 is teaching material, number 7 is time collection allocation, number 8 is learning method, number 9 is learning activities, and number 10 is assessment of learning outcomes, and the last is learning research. The next point is quoting Abdul Majid in 2012. In general, teaching material has the following structure. The first is learning instruction, is student and educator instruction. Number 2 is competencies to be achieved. Number 3 is supporting information. Number 4 is exercise. Number 5 is works instruction, can be the form of worksheet or LK. The number 6 is evaluation. The next number is number 6. It is review and validate teaching materials. The criteria assessed by the expert include the content validity component, the linguistic component, the presentation component, and the graphic component. The first point is the content feasibility component. Test is a test of the validity of content or material from a teaching material. The next point is the criteria for the second component of the validity of teaching material are reviewed from the linguistic aspect. The criteria regarding the linguistic aspect assess whether the information conveyed in teaching materials is good for the student as readers. The next point is the criteria for the criteria of validity is regarding to presentation aspect. The component of the presentation aspect is how a teaching material presents material to the reader. The last criterion for the validity of teaching material is in terms of graphic. The graphic criteria means the appearance and design of teaching materials. The next point is number 7, teaching material. In this point, can discuss about how to decide which teaching materials will be presented, to determine the procedure for teaching materials. The first point is, before determining teaching materials, you should know the outline of the steps for preparing teaching materials. The first step is identity factor that exists in basic competence and competency standard. When educators decide on teaching materials, it is better to identify and analyze the factors in the competence that must be achieved. Among them are analyzing and conditioning cognitive, psychomotor, and affective factor. An example is the cognitive factor, in which where are the 4 elements, namely concept, procedure, fact, and principle. The next point is determine the type of teaching material that are suitable for the competence to be achieved. With this policy, the teacher will be facilitated indirectly. The plan include analyzing and identifying the realm of concept, affective, principle, procedures, or a combination of more than one material. The number 3 the next point is determine the reference for teaching materials. After deciding the type of teaching material, the next step is to choose a reference from the teaching materials. Materials from teaching materials can be obtained on media such as videos, internet, journals, magazine, newspaper, and books. The next, or number 8, is evaluating learning outcomes. In this point, can describe about how to decide whether to use formative or summative evaluation. The fourth point is formative evaluation. Formative assessment is a teacher and student activity intended to monitor student learning progress during the learning process. Formative assessment involves the process of finding and interpreting evidence the student and teacher use to decide where the student are in their learning, where the student need to go and how best to get there. It was further emphasized that is in order for formative assessment. Assessment strategy in formative assessment can be in the form of observation, student discussion, feedback, self-assessment, and peer assessment. The success of the use of formative assessment is highly dependent on the ability of teacher to organize student in learning. The next steps, the next point is summative evaluation. Summative assessment is an assessment activity that produce scores of number which are then used as decision of the student performance. This assessment is carried out if the unit of learning experience or the entire subject matter has been completed. Summative assessment is used to determine award this classification at the end of the course or program. Summative assessment is designed to systematically record the student overall achievement. The next point is number 9 is summative evaluation. In these points, describe or how to know students' reaction of or attitudes, measure what students have learned, knowing teacher behavior, displaying evaluation result. The first point is summative assessment is concerned with concluding student assessment, and this is directly at risk reporting at the end of a program of study. Summative assessment does not have a direct impact on learning. Also, it often influences decisions that may have consequences for students in learning. For the function of summative assessment is to measure student ability and understanding as a means of providing feedback to students. To provide feedback to academic staff is a measure of learning success, accountability, and monitoring standard of academic staff, and as a means to motivate students. In the development of needs analysis, the most important thing is the research material, namely the student, because without the research subject it is difficult to describe the needs analysis itself. In the development of need analysis can be importance of the research subject determine the success for our research. In importance of a teacher to conduct need analysis to determine teaching material that we have an impact of course of the learning progress. And I think enough for me, and I would like to close my video, and thank you for watching me, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.